Moxley, Cesaro. Way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy. And Saturdays on NBC, these five guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. Recount Thursday brings to you the wrestler on the week.
Ooh, week number 9.
Ooh.
Week number 9, the last single-digit week for this year's nomination. Is there anybody that would like to start us off this week?
You can.
All right. I will start with my number 3. We saw him, if you were one of the only about 400,000 that watched the show live like I did on Friday night, you watched him make his debut in a segment that was confusing on AEW Dynamite, but Andrade showed up in AEW Dynamite. I think there's a lot of potential there, which we will talk about a little bit later tonight. My number 2, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but my number 2 is Matt Cardona showing up at GCW's The Zombie Walk and actually firing his shot at Nick fucking Gage. So RIP Matt Cardona, you made our list, and Godspeed, my friend. And my number 1 new NWA Women's Champion ending Serena Deeb's 222-day reign is Camille. She is my number 1. So, Ryan, Tim?
Jim, that is a great list. It's one of the better lists I've ever heard you say.
It kind of makes me sick a little bit in my stomach.
You'll get over it.
But it'll,
the number 3, I'll also work top to bottom because that seems to be the thing this week. The number 3 team is the Viking Raiders.
Hinga dinga durnga.
Quite frankly, I was shocked that they won whatever battle royal they were in on Raw. I guess they're going to face AJ and Omos or what? Omos.
Omos.
Stamos.
John Stamos.
At Hell in a Cell. Is that where that match is happening?
I guess.
John Stamos.
And his name is John Stamos.
This motherfucker with the sound effects. Every time. Number 2 is Camille. She won the NWA World Women's Championship over Serena Deeb at When Our Shadows Fall this past Saturday in a pretty good match. Really cool to see her hold some gold. And the number 1, Jim, was your number 2. He should have been your number 1, was Matt Cardona at GCW Zombie Walk. Quite frankly, that earned the pop of the week. It earned the pop of the month. And dare I say, it was one of the loudest pops of the year, having Matt Cardona take off the hood after John Moxleying in the ring with this little shimmy paradigm shift onto Nick effing Gage, answering Nick Gage's call. They've been back and forth on Twitter for a bit with the Toy Boy and Nick Gage. So interesting to see where that comes from. I thought it was so well executed, and it's a goddamn shame when you have things like Raws and SmackDowns and AEWs that a smaller company like GCW can pull off such a swerve and execute it so well, and we just can't figure out how to get over 500,000 views on AEW or struggle to crack 1 million on Monday Night Raw. Look at what's working on the indies, and maybe you'll get an idea then. I don't fucking know. Matt Cardona.
I will give Cardona credit. His Moxley mannerisms were top notch.
So good. And it was so good. The whole thing, like, everybody was real pissed that it was Zack Ryder, and they should have been. I was so well executed. Thank you, GCW.
Yeah, we'll talk about, like, let's get the rest of, because I've seen people comparing Cardona in GCW to Cornette in ECW. And I think it's a pretty decent comparison. He's a guy who just gets like insta heat.
You mean Lawler?
Lawler in ECW.
Lawler, sorry.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it is. Yeah, it's great.
I think
so good.
It's fucking great.
It's their promotion, and this outsider comes in that doesn't really belong there. So well executed. Absolutely love it.
Who wants to go next?
I didn't get to say. You just chose me, Jim. You decide. You're the host. Come on.
Why don't you pick then, Ryan?
How about Matt goes next?
There you go, Matt. You can go.
Jeez, guy weans himself off of candy
Wow.
cigarettes and he turns into an
I know
asshole.
we gotta
again.
have
Right.
a little more patience with Ryan this week.
He's upset.
All right, I will
Not on
also
his
go
roundups anymore.
top to bottom or bottom to top, however we're going to say it. In third place, I also had Andrade for the debut. Anxious to talk about that later and the rumors that we heard about the contract. Number 2, I had as Matt Cardona as well. Thought that was a huge pop. Ryan's absolutely right. Probably one of the bigger pops that we've seen. Like the equivalent of Jericho's theme being the most over theme in history. Cardona's pop the most.
Fucking, you don't got to do that.
And number 1, Triple H coming out, Wells Fargo Center, game 1, ringing the bell with Joel the Process Embiid. The highlight of the game for me, since the Sixers lost, so I will take the high I felt when I saw him ringing the bell with the sledgehammer and act like the game beyond that never happened.
Didn't happen. They won game 1. They lost game 2. The series is even.
Other way around, but yes.
The game
Like-
beyond. When is
That
when is
reminds me
game
of,
3?
Tomorrow.
Awesome. Matt, would you like to pick someone to go next?
Mark, what did it remind you of?
That reminds me of what was that wrestling match?
Tim,
with two
what was your
cages?
wrestler of the week?
It was the game beyond. What was that called? It was
What
the
was
match beyond.
Oh, man, what was
The
it?
match beyond.
That
Oh
was,
no, Jim
Blood
has
and
a sound.
guts.
Jim has a sound for that. We can't call it what it normally is called.
wasn't
You got to
Guts
say it
and blood.
backwards.
War Zone. I think
that
Matt
was a,
called
that
it
was a
Warrior
game.
Well,
War
I think you're close. You might be able to figure it out.
Was it a
Ooh.
game?
I was actually playing WWF Warzone earlier. That's why I said
nice.
that.
I'm so sorry
it
to hear
was,
that.
I think it was War Games. That's
Oh,
what
that's-
it was. War Games.
That's the one.
War games! War games! War games! War games!
Ooh.
How
DJ.
somebody
Darn.
in AEW hasn't said Wardlow like that. I'm not sure how that never happened.
I'm actually shocked that hasn't happened now that you say that. Ryan.
Wardlow.
EJ firing shots in the comments with the Go Hawks. Man, that's unfortunate. That's
Well, I mean, he got embarrassed round 1. He has to pick someone to bandwagon for, I guess.
Oh. that's true. That's true. Damn. All right, Tim, I think you're safe to go now.
I am. So I'm also going to go bottom to top, as is the way. Number 3, Andrade El Idolo making his debut in AEW. Probably the second biggest waves made in North American wrestling this week. Number 2, Matt Cardona. While I couldn't give a shit about GCW and whatever GCW does, Matt Cardona showing up and getting after Nick Gage is pretty dang sweet. And number 1, I just want to have a talk with you people.
Oh, here we go. Right on the goddamn soapbox.
Come on.
So there's wrestling outside of North America.
Correct. Some indies are outdoors.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
And see, there's a promotion called New Japan Pro Wrestling.
What the hell is even that?
It's where some of your favorite wrestlers in the entire world have come from, Jim.
I love that Jim sound effects it and giggles himself.
You know,
Might be a little drunk.
the AJ Styles guy, he's from there. The Good Brothers, they from there.
Are we talking about TNA?
No, we're talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Ring of Honor?
No, we're talking about New Japan.
Yeah, you're making words up.
I didn't see AJ Styles go from TNA to WWE. He stopped in New Japan first and became who he was, and then he came over here because AJ Styles doing 450s and backwards flips and shit ain't getting the job done. He had to go to Japan, learn a goddamn hold, come back, and then he was making $1 million working for Inoki. However,
I know he was in the Christian Wrestling Federation. I don't.
yeah, he was. New Japan crowned a new IWGP World Champion in Shingo Takagi, beating
No idea who that is.
beating
Jim,
Kazuchika
you like-
Okada.
Jim, you like Takakis, right? Is that that's taquitos?
No, it's Bukkake.
Oh
Oh no!
no!
Yeah, that's
Ryan,
what y'all get for not picking appropriately. And y'all want to pick Matt Cardona number 1. Y'all want to pick Camille number 1. Triple H didn't even do anything wrestling related this week, and he's number 1. The Sixers,
Ryan picked The Rock
Sixers
2 weeks
lot.
ago.
I know, and I would have given him shit then, but I was feeling nice. Now I'm not feeling nice.
Thank you.
Shingo Takagi, your IWGP World Champion, defeating the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada to become the new champion.
No, Jim, it's the guy that has those spicy chips in the purple bag.
Those are Takis. Stop.
Ryan, didn't you get the Ringo Tataki at the Dragonfly Buffet last week?
Wow!
Y'all are horrible.
Woo!
Wrestling. It's
Wow.
more than just the WWE.
You know I don't.
Hey,
do
Big
spice.
Jim.
That was too
Big
spicy.
Jim, how did it feel to not have a WWE guy on your list?
I feel dirty. Not only did I not have a WWE guy, I had the woo 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 guy.
Yeah.
on my
Dude,
list.
it was the biggest moment of the weekend.
I know.
Except for the
I'm
guy
not
who
happy
wins a
about it.
world
It's
title.
not.
No, don't buy it. Camille won a world title. Just because it's a ladies' world title, it means less.
Oh,
It's the NWA women's title. Name.
Women's,
Very
that's
prestigious.
got the
Women's
word
world
world
ti-
on it.
sure.
It's got world on it.
Yes, it does. Yep, you're right.
So it's a world championship.
Who is name any other NWA women's world champion since before Thunder Rosa? I'm not counting anybody in the NWA power level.
Sienna.
Diana.
Who?
Allison Kay.
But you know that because she beat Thunder
said it,
Rosa.
Ryan.
Thunder Rosa.
Dang it.
Wasn't Fabulous Moolah was at one point.
Yeah, but
Boom, roasted.
she won it because she had it because there were no other women. Before Stephanie McMahon involved women's wrestling.
Why do you think Alundra Blaze won the WWE?
Miss Madness.
Was Rock and Robin in there?
No, I'm not going to say what I was going to
She's
say.
the-
Shingo Takagi, IWGP
Shingo
World
Takagi.
Heavyweight Champion.
Tim, you got it. You got a fan. You got a guy backing you up. Mike's backing you up. in the
Somebody's got
comments.
some damn sense. EJ's got my back too.
Yeah, well, he's cheering for the Hawks, so
You know he's
Does he count?
look. Trey Young is great. I'm sorry. What is it? Hey, do you have a point guard that actually plays point guard?
Yes,
Who?
Shake Milton.
I'd rather take Trey Young over Shake.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Trey Young got completely shut down by my point guard. So
Okay.
Anyway, all right. So
I have no
Tim,
idea what that means.
I didn't look them up, but Jazz and Amber Gallows too.
Can't forget Jazz.
the Bullet Babe.
Yes.
All right.
Santana Garrett. Pretty much the whole women of wrestling crowd that did that show on True TV.
All right.
Barbie Hayden, Tiffany
You're-
Rocks.
It's
They're all
it's
coming
de-
to me now.
It's definitely clear.
Casey Carlisle. Mischief.
Boy.
They're flooding in real quick.
Yeah, they are.
It's amazing. It's almost as if like a list of people is flooding into your brain somehow right now. Intern Mark, we didn't get yours, right?
No, I got mine. I'm going to start at the bottom, work my way up. Number
Got
3, I have Mischief. Number 2, I have Casey Carlisle. And number 3, I have Sherry Martell.
She only gets 1 point then.
Tim's gonna reach through if he could reach through the screen and punch Mark in the face.
Tim,
I
I'm sorry
swear
upset
he would
you.
do it on a weekly basis during
Mark's
this.
picks are on
Tim.
Mark's picks are on the screen.
When do
Whatever
our picks
he
lock
says.
in?
When you send them to me.
He locks him in. All right, here's the real picks. I'm sorry if I upset you, Tim.
You
I
did
still
not
love you.
upset me. We're okay.
We're good. See, we're friends, everybody.
Yeah,
Calm
we're
down.
great. Because I know
We're
those
all
were
good
fake.
here.
I knew those were fake picks.
So I'm going to start at the bottom, and now we're here. So I guess, yeah. Number 3, I have. I think he's going to do great on commentary for AEW. I have Andrade. I as my number 3. And number 2, I have Camille. She joins a long list of NWA women's champions. Like some fabulous
Women's world champions.
Women's
God
world
bless
champions.
it. Figure it out.
I want to
Mischief
say
had some
she
great
used
matches.
to date Braun Strowman too.
Yes, she did.
Yes.
She did.
Camille.
Oh, look at her.
I'll be darned.
She's the real winner this week.
She got those hands.
Her current boyfriend's still employed with the wrestling company.
Oh, how
Who is she with now?
Apparently-
Latimer.
Apparently, Braun trimmed his beard today. That
Thomas
was big
Latimer.
to somebody on Twitter.
He wrestles in the NWA.
Ah, okay.
Latimer?
So it's a pretty popular promotion.
There's wrestling outside of Japan, Tim.
Tim's nothing but a wrestling snob, it sounds like.
Don't you put me in the same effing breath as that joke. I'm sorry.
No, Tim is upset.
I'm sorry. I outgrew all my Punisher belt buckles in middle school.
Look, we can't be flinging insults around like this.
I can do whatever I want, Mr. Tan Lines. That guy can. Not you, the other guy.
Oh, okay.
Not you.
I haven't spent much time outdoors yet.
Yeah, let's.
Poor Ryan.
Mark, continue.
Go ahead, Mark.
Tim's
All right, and number 1, this one I never thought I'd have him on my top 3 like everybody else. Matt Cardona, he took the wrestling world by storm. He flew over. He took the red eye out of the New Japan show and came over to the Game Changer Wrestling to show up at Nick Gage's house. He blew up the internet. I was just as shocked as you were. And but I thought, man, the whole internet was a buzz over him. I had to go with Matt Cardona. After he had that great match, he opened in a dark match for New Japan this weekend. It wasn't on the pay-per-view.
just feels dirty. Tim, where does that? Everybody gave theirs, right? Yes. Tim,
Mark, how did you not put the C stars on your list?
Yeah, I know, right?
You not feel guilty about that?
I've heard they blocked you on Twitter.
Mark,
because you didn't put them
Mark,
on the list.
I will give you the opportunity right now if you would like to change your vote and you want to put the C stars on the list. You can literally blow up your list right now and redo it and put the C stars on if you wish.
I made a big mistake.
It's okay. So what's
Big mistake.
I will address the point. I will fix the points however they need to be fixed. If you want to put the C stars on,
quit trying to get Matt Cardona out of the #1 spot. That motherfucker deserved it. And you're a Japanese guy that nobody's heard of except you and the two people in the comments.
Look,
nobody knows. I'll keep talking, Tim.
Okay, that's
Jim
fine.
will start making sound effects.
Mark, what?
Here's the thing.
Yeah, you know what?
Even if he pulls Matt Cardona out of the #1 spot, Matt Cardona is still #1. He's one for the week.
What do you think, Mark?
What's your
I'm
vote?
gonna pump Andrade right out of #3.
I'm sorry. We must be having Zoom problems.
I was just gonna say I was looking at Ashley Vox's Twitter and she said was listening to 3 Count Thursday and now I know what betrayal feels like because at 3 Count Intern left me off of his wrestler.
Mark.
List. Mark, I'm sorry. Sorry to pour sea salt in the wounds.
Sea salt right in the old wound.
So here's what I want everybody to do. I want everybody that's listening to go to their Twitter whenever you're listening to this and go to @3CountIntern and just tweet him a gif of a dolphin or a dolphin emoji just to remind him of this day. If this is in the future, if you're listening to this, if it's that dude that's catching up and
Zach,
you're listening,
our friend Zach, who's somewhere in 2017 right
Is he
now.
and
not
you're listening
given
to
up
this,
yet?
he hasn't.
He's still going.
Going right through.
The other day he tweeted at us that he was on like the Battleground review show from like 2017 or so. I was like, God bless, man. Keep going.
We didn't even listen to that show back. I want that guy to tweet him at 3CountIntern. At 3CountIntern.
Tweet at me.
Just a dolphin something.
Okay.
Tim, where does that leave us overall for the week?
I'm
And
going to
for
go #3, Sea Stars.
Okay.
there
I
it
made
is.
a whale of a mistake there. A whale of a mistake.
Whale
Tim.
of mistake. Yep.
Jesus.
To address Charlie really quick, Miko Satomura unless you're counting today.
Can't do it.
Our week is Thursday to Wednesday.
Right. Mark even had asked for clarification.
Right.
on that
So
I did.
earlier
Miko-
today, so it
I
would be
did.
next week.
Miko's NXT UK fake women's title win, because NXT UK
Unbelievable.
doesn't exist.
Unbelievable.
That win would count towards next week's standings.
There is wrestling outside the U.S. that's outside of Japan.
No, there isn't.
God damn it.
No.
The UK, baby.
Yeah, whatever. Chanting wrestling. It's great. All right, the picks for
Fish
the
and
week.
chips, vinegar, all of it.
Yep.
Oh, so good.
Tomato chips. Next up
Pretty vicious.
for week 9, our top 4 point getters. Matt Cardona in first place with a 19-point week.
Love it.
Next up, Camille with 11 points.
World champion.
In third place is a tie with 2 first place votes, Shingo Takagi and Triple H. And even though the graphic says 4, Andrade now has 3 points, but is still in fourth place. Which brings us to the Wrestler of the Year standings after 9 weeks. And it's still the big dog. The head of the table, Mr. Uaa. He is still in first place with 27 points. Kenny Omega in second with 17. And the tie for third is ridiculous as Matt Cardona joins Britt Baker DMD, Karrion Kross, Miro, Bianca Belair, and Cool Cow.
Do it live.
Wait, wrong O'Reilly. Oh, now I fucked everything up.
Oh, that was the Bill O'Reilly.
That was the wrong. Wait, where's the fucking? There it is.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Can you hit the Bill O'Reilly one again now?
Yes.
Do it live.
Yes.
Thing sucks.
I have a different monitor for the soundboard this week. I had to adjust things, so
You're
I'm
doing real good, Jim. Real good. Nobody
learning
noticed.
on the fly.
O'Reilly.
Perfect.
All right. So that does it for the wrestler of the week, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Since John Moxley and Cesaro, way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy, and Saturdays on NBC.